Now we have some breaking news just coming in. This year's Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences has been awarded to Daron Acemoglu, Simon Johnson, and James Robinson for their research into how public institutions affect inequality between rich and poor nations. We'll have more on that announcement coming up a little later in this program. The Nobel Prize in Economics has been announced, and DW Business reporter Daron Acemoglu is here in the studio with me to talk about this prize. So, Daron, tell us more about the winners of this year's prize in economics.
Yeah, thanks, Terry. So the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences this year decided to award the Economic Sciences Award to economists Daron Acemoglu, Simon Johnson, and James Robinson for their studies on how institutions are formed and how they affect prosperity and how prosperity differs from nation to nation, basically. And we will know more about their research probably during the day today.
So it sounds pretty fascinating, how institutions are affecting individual, quality of life, equality and inequality between nations. How does this year's award relate to past awards?
Well, I mean, when we look at past year's awards, we don't really exactly see a continuity or rather a tendency, but what we can say, for example, last year's winner, Claudia Goldin, she is a Harvard professor in economic sciences, and she won the award last year with her research on women's participation in the labor market and how this changed over the last 200 years. So that was a very extensive research. She was basically outlining the women's role in the labor market in the past 2 centuries, basically in the past 2 centuries of modern capitalism.
That's a lot of time.
That was it. That was a large amount of work. So, but the year before, in 2022, however, the award went to former Fed chairman Ben Bernanke with Philip Dobik and Douglas Diamond. So this was a joint award, and this was for their research on the nature of the financial crisis. So when we look at that, we don't really, we can't seem to have a tendency, but on the other hand, we can also see that it's all tied together.
Daron, thank you very much. That was DW Business reporter Daron Acemoglu.